Imagine waking up one morning to find your entire world reduced to ashes, your home gone, your belongings vanished, and the future uncertain. This was the reality for the Hernandez family. One night, a fire swept through their neighborhood, consuming everything they owned. But this story isn't about loss. It's about the fierce determination to rebuild from the ground up. The Hernandez family, Maria, Carlos, and their 2 children, found themselves in a shelter, surrounded by strangers, but united by shared pain. The immediate obstacle was survival. Where would they sleep? How would they eat? And how could Maria and Carlos keep their children safe and hopeful? Instead of succumbing to despair, Maria took out a notebook, scribbling a list of skills and resources they still had. Carlos was a carpenter, Maria was a cook, and their kids were quick learners. They decided their first goal was to create a tiny space to call their own, starting with salvaging wood from the debris. Each day, Carlos taught his children how to identify sturdy beams and nails, turning rubble into raw materials. Visualize them hauling charred planks, hands blistered but spirits unbroken, crafting a makeshift shelter with tarps and reclaimed wood. Their neighbors watched, then joined, offering tools and encouragement. This community effort sparked something powerful. Rebuilding wasn't just physical, it was emotional and social. Meanwhile, Maria started cooking meals on a portable stove, selling food to relief workers and volunteers. She experimented with recipes using donated ingredients, turning simple meals into soulful comfort food. This not only brought in money, but also gave her a sense of purpose and identity amid chaos. Facing financial strain, Carlos began offering carpentry lessons to kids in the shelter, teaching skills that could help them earn income. The family also researched local aid programs, applied for grants, and connected with nonprofits focused on disaster recovery. Their strategy wasn't to wait passively for help, but to actively seek opportunities and build connections. Weeks passed, and their shelter evolved into a sturdy, tiny home. The children, once withdrawn, began smiling again as they painted colorful murals on the walls, symbols of hope and renewal. Maria's small food stand grew popular, and Carlos secured a contract to repair fences in the neighborhood. The transformation was not just in their surroundings, but within themselves. They learned resilience isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about embracing vulnerability, asking for help, and turning small steps into lasting progress. For anyone facing a setback, the Hernandez family's journey teaches vital lessons. Inventory your strengths honestly, break large problems into manageable tasks, engage your community, and maintain daily habits that restore your dignity and purpose. Their story is a living reminder that when life burns down your house, it can also light the way to a stronger foundation. But the Hernandez family's story did not end there. As the months went by, their tiny home became a beacon of hope in the neighborhood. Neighbors who had once watched from a distance now gathered around, sharing stories of their own struggles and triumphs. Maria and Carlos realized that the rebuilding was about more than their own family. It was about healing a community. Maria began organizing communal meals, inviting families from the shelter to share food and conversation. These gatherings fostered a sense of belonging and mutual support. Children played together, laughter echoing where silence and despair had once prevailed. Carlos, inspired by the power of community, collaborated with local builders and volunteers to organize workshops on home repair and safety. These sessions empowered residents with knowledge and skills, enabling them to protect their homes against future disasters. The workshops also created jobs and sparked new businesses, slowly revitalizing the local economy. The children, energized by their parents' resilience and the community's spirit, started a small garden beside their tiny home. They planted vegetables and flowers, nurturing life amid the charred landscape. This garden became a symbol of renewal and a practical source of nourishment. Throughout this journey, the family faced numerous challenges. There were days when progress seemed slow, when funds ran low, or when the weight of loss threatened to overwhelm them. But each obstacle was met with determination and creativity. Maria, for instance, began sharing her recipes and cooking tips through a small blog she started on a donated tablet. Her food stand's popularity grew beyond the shelter, attracting customers from neighboring towns. This side venture brought much-needed income and helped spread awareness about disaster recovery and community resilience. Carlos's carpentry skills became more refined, and he began designing affordable, sustainable housing models using recycled materials. His designs caught the attention of a nonprofit organization, which invited him to participate in a pilot program focused on eco-friendly rebuilding. The children excelled in school, supported by teachers who recognized their unique experiences and potential. They participated in local youth programs, developing leadership skills and confidence. Their artwork, inspired by the murals they painted, was displayed in community centers and local galleries, sharing messages of hope and the power of rebuilding. As time passed, the Hernandez family's story inspired others facing similar hardships. They volunteered their time and skills to help new families displaced by disasters, creating a network of support and resilience. The community transformed from a place marked by tragedy into a thriving neighborhood, characterized by cooperation, innovation, and hope. The tiny home that was once a symbol of survival became a hub for learning, sharing, and growth. Reflecting on their journey, Maria and Carlos emphasized the importance of mindset. They spoke openly about their fears, vulnerabilities, and the moments when hope seemed distant. Yet, they also highlighted how embracing these feelings and seeking help made all the difference. They encouraged others to recognize and utilize their unique talents and resources, set achievable goals, celebrating small victories along the way, build connections and foster community support, maintain routines that promote mental and emotional well-being, stay adaptable and open to new opportunities. The Hernandez family's experience serves as a powerful example of how resilience is cultivated through action, connection, and perseverance. Their journey illustrates that even when everything familiar is lost, the human spirit can create new foundations, stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. In the end, the ashes of their past gave rise to a future filled with possibility. Their story invites us all to consider how we respond to adversity and challenges us to find strength in unity and hope in rebuilding.